Oh, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you guys are joining me today. And the view is absolutely insane, but we know that I think they're more criminally insane than anything. And someone who understands this is really well is Drone Tech. If you guys don't know Drone Tech, he is an awesome YouTuber here on the platform. But he also has a Twitter account which you can follow, which I'll leave a link in the description down below for you guys. Go follow him out. But he makes an astute point here with what the view is currently engaging in. They're absolutely just flipping out over, again, the January 6th video release by Kevin McCarthy to Tucker Carlson that was aired on Fox News, which gave you access as an American citizen, more footage, more transparency than the January 6th committee was willing to even do. And the media, in turn, the view, is all losing their absolute crap because they're losing control of the narrative. They have had this complete monopoly on truth that they have no problem going after their political opponents, or even a news organization such as Fox News, which I don't even like very much. Fox News. I don't like any of these mainstream media outlets much at all. There's a couple people here and there, people like Tucker Carlson in this case, willing to speak the truth, and they cannot stand it. So they have no problem with saying that their opponents need to be locked up, their opponents need to be thrown in jail, shut down, because they go against the narrative, that they're blowing up their propaganda, and they don't like it. They don't like it whatsoever. So we have a video here from The View from earlier today where they're just, Whoopi Goldberg is losing her mind over the fact that giving more information, giving more video, giving more transparency is somehow more dangerous to democracy. These people are not serious people. They're actually disgusting people who claim to fight for democracy when it's not what they're actually fighting for. They're fighting for something that's much, much more terrible, something that you would find out of a dystopian sci-fi teen novel is what you would probably find it in. That's what the type of future they're fighting for. So before we dive into today's video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. Allow me to share some info with you. Hopefully you can share it with your friends and family. Smash that like button to 1,500 likes. And if you like the content, you like the video, you like the channel, smash that subscribe button and share button. Get it out there. So let's go ahead and dive into what we have here. Coming to us via Twitter, our good friend Drone Tech over here, over on his Twitter account. I'll bring this up a little bit there for you guys. There we go. It says, I'm telling you, they're going to convince themselves that it is totally normal to round up and imprison people who say things they disagree with. 20 years ago, I started saying the left is dangerous because they can rationalize anything. This is what I'm talking about, says Drone Tech. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video here from The View.
I have a question. How come this is not thought of as being recruiting? How come they're not thinking about this as radicalizing? Why is this not being scrutinized the way that they scrutinize other things? Because to me, this should be against the law. You should not be able to lie to the American knowingly. And, you know, it's one thing if you made a mistake and you didn't know, but we heard for 5 or 6 years how, you know, the media was lying, sackadoo, they were fake news, they were this. So how come? What do we do as Americans to say this is not okay?
You'd have to say the First Amendment.
Yeah.
I think you,
the First Amendment doesn't allow you to willingly lie.
That's their defense.
Can I just say one thing? I think Tucker Carlson is more destructive to American political discourse than Donald Trump, and I think he's more powerful.
I think they're all destructive because they lie willingly.
And she's the Republican on the panel, by the way.
This is a man who basically goes on his airwaves and says, you know, what would be so bad if Putin won against Ukraine? He says insane things. He pits Americans against each other knowingly, lying to them. And even if it's not Trump, whoever the next Republican politician is, they're going to have to win the Tucker Carlson primary.
He's just an entertainer, though.
He's not a newsman.
The judge found that. But Whoopi, you just said something I don't think I've ever heard on television.
No, rarely.
About domestic terrorism.
Yes.
Because you had the FBI director, Chris Wray, say the #1 threat to our country, to the survival of our democracy, is domestic terrorists. How do you recruit domestic terrorists? How do you do that? Misinformation, having these kinds of rallies, saying these things in these substacks. And someone with Tucker Carlson, you would know better than I do, how many millions and millions of viewers? We get 3 million on this show. That's a lot.
He's the
I'm really
most
proud
watched
of it.
man in cable
He gets
news.
more than that.
Yeah, he does get way more than that. But to the point of The View, the hypocrisy is tangible. They do the exact same thing on their networks, on The View. They'll sit there and label white people as being the number one threat. That's what they were going with this domestic terrorism thing, by the way, is that the FBI said domestic terrorism is white supremes are the cause of the domestic terrorism, and ignoring all the other types of violent crime we've seen take place in this country, not to mention left-wing domestic groups that operate within Democrat circles in order to pressure citizens to vote a certain way. Remember, they were boarding up for riots before the 2020 election. The riots weren't coming from the right. The riots were going to come from the left, and everyone knew it. That's how they operate. People that are on The View, those ladies, those whatever they are, hyenas, whatever you want to call them, are absolutely destructive. They're way more destructive than Tucker Carlson could ever wish to be. But Tucker Carlson just providing news, providing video that the mainstream and government did not want you to see. It's not dangerous to democracy. It's vital to the state of our republic. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Of course, you guys can follow me on all my social media, including Odysee, Gab, and Twitter, all linked in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. Go give Drone Tech a follow over there on Twitter, if you will. And of course, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Have a great day.